Do you remember the first time you were asked to speak in front of people? Your hands were shaking, your heart was pounding, and your mind froze. The words were on the tip of your tongue, but they just wouldn't come out. They got stuck in your throat, like your voice got lost in the crowd. You tried to catch your breath, but it felt like everything around you was falling apart. A simple moment? Maybe for some. But for you, it was an earthquake. A deep, unforgettable moment. And over time, that fear became an old friend, living in a dark corner inside you, becoming a permanent guest. You started to prefer writing over speaking, texting over phone calls, and staying in the background rather than being in the spotlight. But what if I told you that fear isn't a part of who you are? What if it's just a mask, nothing more? You don't have an issue with your abilities. You're just reacting to something deeper inside you. The same mind that scares you is the one that protects you. Before you start believing that this fear is part of who you are, let me tell you something important. That fear you feel when you stand up to speak, it's not a flaw, and it's not a weakness in your personality. It's simply a defensive response from your subconscious. Yeah, that same brain that wants to protect you from any threat. The human brain works like an internal security system. Like when you touch fire, your brain pulls your hand away fast because that's danger. But there's another kind of threat, emotional threat. That's what kicks in when you're standing in front of people. In that moment, your brain might believe there's a real threat. Maybe you were embarrassed in the past. Maybe someone laughed at you or corrected you in public. Since then, your brain started linking any social situation to danger. But here's something you really need to understand. Emotions are not facts. Just because you feel like you'll mess up, or that you'll fail, doesn't mean you actually will. The nervousness you feel, it's not weakness. It's a sign you're on the edge of personal growth. Fear, plain and simple, is just a feeling. And you have the power to change it. Performing arts, the moment of truth, a scene that repeats. Picture this. You're in a work meeting, a lecture, or a social event. They call your name. Everyone turns to look at you. You start walking toward the stage, like you're stepping into a battlefield. You grip your paper tightly, try to smile, but your voice comes out shaky and broken. Inside, a battle is going on. Everyone's definitely staring at you. If you talk, people might laugh at you. What if you mess up? The threat you feel isn't coming from the people around you. The truth is, the danger is in your own inner voice. That voice that reminds you of times you've failed. That voice that tells you you're not capable. But you need to remember, that voice is not your enemy. It's your inner child, just looking for safety. These voices, they're not your identity. They're just echoes from the past. Brain, Chapter 3, The Hidden Reason, it's not the audience, it's you. Many people think their fear of public speaking comes from others, but the truth is completely different. The real fear comes from how you see yourself. We blame the audience for the anxiety we feel, but in reality, we're the ones giving ourselves that feeling of failure. When you stand in front of an audience, you're not fighting them, you're fighting an old image of yourself, the image of the person who failed in the past. The image of the person who feels unimportant. The image of the person who believes their voice won't be heard. But you need to know these images aren't real. They're just old, distorted pictures from past experiences. The amazing part is that you alone have the power to change those images. You're the one who can redefine yourself. Repeat, Chapter 4, Reprogramming the Inner Voice, Practical Exercises. Now it's time to take action. To change that scary image of yourself, you need to start changing the inner voice that drives your reactions. Here are some exercises to help you on this path. Start your day with one sentence, but this time, say it out loud. Sentences like, I'm able to speak confidently. My voice has value. I deserve to be heard. Repeat these lines every morning and notice how, over time, they become part of your identity. This isn't acting, it's rewriting your inner voice history. Grab your phone and record a voice message for yourself. Talk about your day or an idea you like, then listen to it. You might be surprised, your voice may not sound the way you thought. The words are balanced, your tone is natural. What scares us isn't the voice itself, but our perception of it. Before speaking to a big audience, practice in a safe environment. Choose one or two trusted people and ask them to just listen, no judgment. You'll notice your confidence grows, and that initial fear begins to fade gradually. Toolbox, Chapter 5, LifeClinic's Effective Tools. At LifeClinic, we believe everyone faces their own personal challenges, but these aren't the end. They're a new beginning. Here are some tools to help you overcome fear and speak with confidence. Stand in front of a mirror. Look yourself in the eye and say out loud, "I am," your name, and I'm ready to speak. Because the first person you need to convince is yourself. Remember, if you believe in yourself, you'll feel ready to handle any challenge. Remember the first time you felt embarrassed speaking in public. Write down every detail. Now rewrite it with a positive twist. For example, "Yes, I was nervous, but I finished my speech. They laughed, but I kept explaining my point." Repeat this new version in your mind until it becomes your internal truth. 1. Before speaking to a big audience, choose 1 or 2 trusted people and ask them to listen without commenting. This helps reduce anxiety and brings comfort before the real event. Milky Way, behind the voice, the deeper message. Now pause and focus. If you weren't afraid of public speaking, what would you say? What message are you holding inside that hasn't had the chance to come out? What stories are living inside you, waiting for the right moment to be told? The world needs your voice. Not because you're perfect, but because you're you. The voice you carry is part of your identity. And the more you speak, the more you'll be able to influence others. When people see someone like you speaking redefining fear. In this chapter, we redefine what fear means in the context of our lives. Fear isn't something to avoid or run away from, it's one of life's greatest teachers. If you look at fear as a sign that something new is on the horizon, that you're about to grow, you can reshape your relationship with it. Fear simply means you're stepping outside your comfort zone, and that's exactly where real change happens. Don't let fear be a barrier, let it be a motivator. Every time you face your fears, you move one step closer to the person you want to become. So how do you see fear now? Is it your enemy or your ally? That's the question you need to answer in order to turn fear into a force that pushes you forward. Milky Way, the stories we tell ourselves. The stories we tell ourselves shape our lives more than anything else. Every time you feel nervous speaking in front of others, you're likely telling yourself a story, maybe an old one that's no longer true. The story might be, "I'm bad at public speaking," or "People will laugh at me." But those stories aren't facts, they're habits. You can rewrite them. You can create a new narrative, one where you are someone who speaks with confidence, someone who faces fear with courage. When you begin rewriting your inner story, you'll notice those new beliefs slowly start to shape your actions. Start now. Craft your own success story. And remember, every word you tell yourself is a step toward freeing yourself from fear. Hammer and wrench, daily practices, how to integrate confidence into your life. Change doesn't happen overnight. It takes consistency and practice. In this chapter, we'll share practical ways to integrate confidence into your daily routine. 1. Daily mental rehearsal. Start your day with a positive visualization. Before you even open your eyes, imagine yourself speaking confidently in front of a group. Picture how you'll feel, how your voice will sound, how you'll stand. This mental prep gets your mind ready to face real-life situations with more confidence. 2. Small steps matter. Don't expect perfection on your first try. Start small, speak in front of your family, your close friends. Then slowly expand your comfort zone. Over time, you'll find that speaking to larger groups becomes much easier. 3. Celebrate your wins. Anytime you successfully speak or share an idea confidently, capture that moment. Write it down. Describe how you felt. These moments will become the foundation for your future growth. Closing message from LifeClinic. At LifeClinic, we believe everyone has the ability to redefine themselves, to rise above their fears. With the right tools and mindset, you can overcome the fear of public speaking. We're not just giving you advice, we're offering a complete system to help shift your thinking, boost your confidence, and open up new opportunities in your life. Every step you take toward your goal is a step toward personal growth. Today is your day. Join LifeClinic and start your transformation journey. Speaking in public isn't impossible, it's the beginning of a new path to freedom. I am not my fear. I am my voice. And my voice deserves to be heard. Despite the fear, they'll feel empowered, because they'll know they can be like you too.